some extreme mistakes. There is something I want to check while I'm sitting here, which is why I'm starting quote-unquote so early. But I figured if I'm already sitting here, I might as well just go live and test things out. Because as we roll from April to May, I keep on wanting to say March. I don't know why I'm saying that, but yeah, as we near March, there are some things I want to test out. And when we get into March, I might be going full throttle. But until that time comes, we'll see exactly what I choose to do. But yes, as we spend this last minute getting into stream in a hot moment, yeah, let me just make absolutely certain that everything's okay. Everything should be okay. I have everything I have my drink, I have my things. I am making sure everything's okay. And we'll move on. But boy, has the last week been actually not as stressful again. Hitting 1K subs was really, really cool. But it was surrounded by a few mishaps here and there that I am taking care of. One of the things is looking into a new game engine, but I think I still want to stick with RPG Maker for now. Not really much else to contribute on that end until I mean, you'll either see it in video format or stream format. It'll depend. Also deciding on whether or not, because I may want to do a stream tomorrow still, but I think certain things have happened where that may or may not be. Even this stream right now, we'll see what happens later on the stream. Later in the day, there should still be a Stardew Valley video, but until that moment, let's just get into it. My scoreboard is currently at 0, so not really anything to show you as I get into Cthulhu, World of Horror, All Perks, Random Item, Kana. And let's kind of focus up. I mean, let's actually focus up fully, but just making sure things are okay as I get into it. So let me just pull this up. Why did I not check this beforehand? But yeah, let's get focused. Second encounter, strength, charisma, Takshi-san, second mystery, and dexterity. Again, this is all kind of... I might be going over a few redundant things here and there, or a lot of redundant things, if I'm not just commenting over what's happening on screen. But for anyone new, I at least want to give you my insight into what I am thinking. But other strategies as well, also, that, you know, it does help out as well. I think I'm actually going to go a cold shot with Kana. Kana's knowledge isn't bad, but I would usually do hardware store, but I'm feeling a bit lucky today. And by lucky, I mean I feel like my RNG is going to swing one way. If I get a mystery with a weapon in it, that would actually be the best case for the sub-locations I've chosen. But because World of Horror has so many combinations of how you can start, you do kind of want to pay attention to the finer details over general pieces of advice as we get to Festival, Arms, Mermaids, Akamanto, and Ramen. So this is one such run where I don't really have a weapon available, so I have to go get one myself. That being said, let's do Arms now. That way we can get a boss out of the way, and I can more closely examine how much Doom I might have. Did I just say we had Akamanto? If we have Akamanto, we're a bit better in that regard. But if we don't... we'll see what happens. For now, let's enter the occult shop. We do have random item stats, so hopefully... Yeah, I was about to say, hopefully this doesn't cost 5 funds. I'll have to buy it, though, because that small candle is not doing well for me. That sold for 0 funds. I am going crazy. Well, what we're actually going to do is sell this bottle of water then. I shouldn't be, but I don't want to spend any more Doom than need be, so let's do what we've chosen to do. And move on. I've already made mistakes. I should have just exited the shop, or I should have not... I should have prepared enough before already, knowing I was on random item stats. So I guess even though I just talked about details, a general piece of advice would be that if you're on random item stats, prepare 5 funds instead of 4 funds, because you never know if something is gonna jump from 4 fund cost to a 5 fund cost. Also, being in this encounter is probably not gonna be good for me, but in the interest of maybe getting a better weapon, that's kind of hard to say, but we'll see. My odds aren't looking that great, though, so I might want to avoid... Yeah. If I'm going to lose Doom from dying as Kana, you might as well just run. I miss out on experience, but if I die pretty much 2 times in the span of 1 encounter... I say pretty much because it's not guaranteed. I could survive 1 death, but I'll be close to another, and if an event ends up killing me, then what's the point, right? Seaside Village. I think I had... No, if I have mermaids, it doesn't matter. So what I'm actually going to do is police patrol the forest to drop it from a high threat level to a low threat level location. But another piece, yeah, just going into Kana in general again, you do still want to die as infrequently as possible. While it's nice to not die to stamina or reason, the fact that, you know, dying to either increases your doom by quite a substantial amount. You won't notice it at first, but it will add up if you become a bit too loose with your deaths, I guess. But if you're in encounters where you know you can take it, and you don't have to be as afraid of dying to events as with Kana compared to pretty much every other character. But boy, does it feel. It does add up, and you'll feel it. So as we get into this boiler room fight, I shouldn't have actually jinxed it, but I was on the timeline I was going to be on. Now the question here is, what are my odds? Not great. I can't really brace into anything regardless, so if we end up losing 10 Doom here, we lose 10 Doom. Now, I would have liked to take all damage, but that's not going to happen either, so we can deal 18 damage, and I think we'll just take 1 death. So after just eating this all in the face 3 times, our Doom will increase by 5, but we will get out in 4 turns, which is quite a lot of turns without bracing, but again, compared to actually dying, that's not a bad trade. Otherwise, I wouldn't normally take... So Kana, I would probably take arms first, but usually I would not. But the trade-off is that Kana, when Kana levels up, unless you're on an all-perk run, I think we're on an all-perk run, yeah, it can be really not great. Do I want to do Festival? One reason to take Festival before your next boss mystery and the 3rd mystery would be to try and get an ally that's really good. Ryoko, Kyoko... I don't know if those 2 can appear, but Iwa as well. Or just an ally in general to add on at least 1 damage, but I personally just do Akamanto first and then Festival in preparation of being hurt. But we are Kana, so we can you know, manipulate our Doom a bit. And we have the handcuffs as well. Again, without handcuffs, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but some characters do find problems with Akamanto if you do not have the handcuff tech available, which, in my opinion, does a lot for most characters. And that's keeping in mind that if you try to do ending A Akamanto, you actually end up a lot worse for her. That's the main reason. I mean, a lot of that is attributed to the handcuffs as well, but boy, does it feel great. By the way, you know what doesn't feel great? This encounter. But I don't think I want to rest. I'd rather just, well... Depends on where my stamina is at the end of this, but depending on this box cutter, yeah, so we're definitely going to switch to the box cutter before Akamanto, just to guarantee that Akamanto goes down. But we'll see. Yeah, so this is definitely not great. I think I'm going to grab the painkillers now. But for the sake of not losing more Doom than intended, we're actually going to rest once. If we don't lose any more stamina, this is absolutely great. If not, though, this does become a lot worse, like so. I mean, if my reason stays high and I die to stamina, that's pretty much the same, but boy, would I like to roll better in events. as an offhand comment. But let's see what we can do. Might as well do that. Now, with that said, I will equip the box cutter here. Do I want to do anything else? No, not for the moment. So, we can brace once here. Can we get anything else? Not really. So I'm going to gamble on this here. I shouldn't be, but I'm going to. We did miss. So, what instead we're going to do is we're going to do this. I think I can even do this. But we're going to purposely die to both stamina and reason. Again, this is a very Kana-specific thing, but if you're going to die in one stat, you might as well refresh both your stamina and reason to full. That's really all I'm trying to say here. I might even be able to do a thing, but if that was the case, I should have done a Desperate Struggle action. But in the interest of putting this encounter to rest, we're just going to do this and hopefully handcuff. Okay, good. The box cutter breaks, but that's perfectly fine. And we come out a little less worse for wear, although we are effectively at 48% Doom, so Our doom is steadily increasing. Are we on our own, by the way? Yes, we are. I think I'd like this, by the way. So we're going to take that and re-equip the Ritual Dagger. The Crestfallen Mask can stay where it is. And now I actually want to do Festival later, so we'll take Mermaids now. Oh, wait. I probably didn't want to do that. Well, too late. We'll see what happens. If we're on Timeline B, we can notice the face. If not, I guess we are going to just take the burns. I guess that's by way of phrasing what I'm going to say. And we'll move on. A Tainted Violin might be nice. We're not going to do that either. It's not going to happen. So, what are we doing here? I think we can brace into something now. It's not guaranteed, but it's certainly better than what would have been. So, we can do this twice, and if we hit both of these, cool. If not, 3 stamina isn't so bad. You know what I do hate, though? The fact that this is not guaranteed either. Oh my goodness, help. I mean, 90%. Good. But yeah, Kana, you do kind of have to flip what you're dealing with. Now, obviously, if you're going through World of War blind and Kana, and for some reason you're playing as Kana, then it is a bit... I mean, theoretically speaking, you could be playing as a custom character with Always There. That is something you can do. I just haven't found a good custom character to use it on. But anyway, as I fight this glued... I actually probably just want to run away here. I'm calculating, because it would likely take me 3 turns if I'm lucky. And I take -4 all. I don't want to take that, though. -4 all. And if I'm going to die anyway... That's what I'm calculating. As I run away from the glued corpse. I'm also lamenting the fact that I forgot my second encounter, but that's a worry for later. As I lose 2 funds. But we have funds, so that's fine for the moment. We're gonna enter Festival with about 61% effective doom. More than that now that we've noticed the face, but hey. We lost Bath, but doesn't affect Kana as much, thankfully. It is a bit scary because my doom is going to shoot through the roof, but nothing much I can do for it at the moment. Also, having max reason here doesn't matter because we can heal stamina with the power of the onsen. Onsen? Yeah, onsen. But after that, so yeah, we do have all perks. Now, whether or not that's a good or bad thing depends on the perks I get and the situation I'm in. And right now, not really doing much for me, but hey. And away I go. Now, I would visit the shop in Festival more often, but that increases your doom for visiting it, so that I usually don't choose to. But if there's a good reason to, like you get... I think there's a doom decreasing food that also heals you there, so... Hey, but... At the same time, it still increases your doom. I just run into a lot of painful encounters, though. I mean, I can fight this, but do I want to is the question. Because I get out in 3 turns with the power of a desperate struggle action. The problem is this can ultimately end up as being 10% doom. Because I take -6 all, and then I run to 2 separate events that lower stamina and then lower reason, which cause me to lose doom twice. So with that said, I'm going to run away. With that said, I'm going to run away, and I'm also probably going to plan to visit the monument a few times. Now, how many times I can visit it is up to debate, but we'll see. We do have I think Ramen is our last mystery, so it shouldn't be so bad as we get fearful here, but our doom is steadily increasing, so hopefully we're not on Timeline B. And we're not. We're on Timeline A, thankfully. I had to take a sip of water, but... Well, I say sip, it was more like a drink. Still. Might as well make the use of that time waiting and do something. So we did lose Bath, but into Ramen we go. I could throw away the energy drink and the box cutter to level up more. Don't know if that'll be actually better for me, because I'll level up anyway. The real question for... The real reason to throw away the energy drink and the box cutter would be to... Would be if I believe... Oh, that's right, we're on Cthulhu, but... Would be if I believe I can reach level 5, and I don't think I can, so... We'll use this a few times, but then we'll move on. After a certain point, we will need to consider if we're gonna die, but then I can visit the monument again, kind of. I do have some strength, so it's not bad for now, but when that happens, like I said, we're gonna visit the monument again. Can I sell these for anything? The answer is probably no. So that's unfortunate. I could have prepared for funds here, didn't. I don't want to sell this. That's more doom for me, so we're gonna equip it now. And hope that we can live with this, because I know I forgot my second encounter. That doesn't help things much, but at least if I do lose here, I'm already sitting at a score of 0, so it's not really gonna affect me that much. But hey. We take Insomnia. Insomnia is gonna do less reason damage to me overall. We are going to suffer a bit for it, though, but it's still fine for the moment. So, what we have to ask ourselves is, do we survive the lighthouse? If we do, then everything is fine. If we don't, pain. But, hey. So I don't need any more strength. I could take... Okay, I'm just going to take dexterity to be safe. Not that I really need it, but we'll find out. I'm going crazy a bit. Is it obvious? Second encounter, strength, which we have 8 of. We do have a dexterity check if we have the 6th floor. Right? We do have the 6th floor, so drinking the energy drink now would help. But we don't have the light check, we only have the charisma check. So all things considered, HP-wise, we'll survive. Will I survive in terms of... Actually, that's probably a better weapon. It is a better weapon. Yeah, it's a better weapon. So, let us start climbing immediately, and we'll see if I remember anything at all. If I don't do this second encounter check right, I will need to do a clean sweep on Takshisan in one turn, but we'll see. So we did fight the boss of arms. Did I fight anything else? Yes, because I ran to the apartment stalker. So it must have been Vent Crawler. Never mind, I fought something beforehand. Really? I did? Huh. Well, here's hoping I one-shot Takshisan. But it's really looking like I'm not. So... yeah, this is going to be a big... I have to do this and hope to I hit every one of these. I can. The question is, does it even matter? The answer seems to be no. Which means I need to go for a dodge play. So, 81% chance to deal 20 damage. Unless I maybe throw the box cutter, but I don't think that's going to be enough. So... yeah, we're gonna have to dodge at least once. Can I get... yeah, okay, so I just need to hit this 50%. Let's see if that happens. So, 50%. Dodge is such a garbage action. Well, let's find out if he would have hit this at least, because that's the next question. Oh, I wouldn't have hit that? Really? Cool. Alright, cool story. Well, it's nice to know that nothing I did would have mattered, but... you know what? I did make some mistakes with the buying of the Ritual Dagger. We're at a score of 0, so it doesn't matter. I don't need to show you the scoreboard, because we're at 0. But as we get into our next run, which is going to be Yogatag, Exquisite Taste, All Perks, Random Item, Ayaka. All Perks, Ayaka, gosh dang it. Why can't I just get Ayaka perks? Anywho, Dexterity, Takshisan, Strength, Charisma, Second Encounter, and Light. I do get... Ayaka perks, Ayaka with her perks from time to time. It's just, right now, you know, if luck were good, it would be great. But, aside from that, yeah, now we still have to, we're on Exquisite Taste as well, so we can't, this is not a place Ayaka usually wants to be, in my opinion. But we'll make do with what we've got. In fact, I'm just gonna History Club, just in case. And we're gonna set a Legal Den and move on. Not that Ayaka can really use any weapon well right now, but you never know. So without further ado, we grab this fun, we put on some new duds, and let's, you know, let's see how lucky we can be here if we're already not lucky. I see some bad mysteries, by the way. Hell, Bulletin, Akamanto, Mermaids, and Recluse. So, well, I mean... we don't have to take mermaids first because we can skip it into household hell. So I guess what I'm going to do is bulletin, then depending on my status, Akamanto or recluse. And this is not a good start. So bye. If I were on Azul, funny enough, mind wipe would actually be pretty okay. But for now, let's do this. Oh, that's really bad. 4 Doom for 20 experience. I'm gonna keep visiting the History Club, though. Well, Cursed Doll. But then we'll visit the History Club 2 more times. We do have Akamanto, so we can afford to spend a bit more Doom, but this is not good. Okay, Adrenaline. That'll have to do. Now, I would have liked the damage increase. That wasn't gonna happen, so we have Akamanto, so police station to school, because we have a few school investigations for certain. But otherwise, Cursed Dole is going to be our other source of damage. That will prevent a lot of reason loss, all things considered. Because if you're in a reason encounter or an all encounter, the Cursed Dole kind of pays itself off. But there is some RNG involved, because if your RNG is not good, yeah. So, for example, or even then, I didn't even think about it until it's just happened to my face here. But the fact that I'm losing so much reason through events means I can spend all the stamina I want with the Cursed Doll in battle. And in fact, I'm even going to do that. Oh, that's right. We are in Bulletin. If I'm at a score of 0, I might as well just gamble on this. So this is reason loss, so I'm actually going to do this. We can visit the illegal den to look for a weapon, but with 4 funds and random item stats, I think, yeah, let's not. Or I could just die right here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I should have rested, but why? That wasn't even Ayaka's fault. That was just the game saying, "Hey, die to reason." This is a very fun first 30 minutes of the stream. That at least I can say that. But as we get into a Thotu, 7th Curse, all perks, random item, Koji, we can at least feel better knowing that it's Koji feeling the all perks and not Ayaka. But as we see Takshi-san, 2nd encounter, Charisma, Light, 8 Knowledge, and maybe 8 Dexterity. We'll go Occult. We'll go Occult Club if for no other reason than I like Illegal Den. If I couldn't set Illegal Den here with the Occult Club, I would actually probably almost never use the Occult Club. And that's including times that I would just use Occult Club just to be like, hey, let's use knowledge weapons. And then hate the fact that I don't get a single weapon at all. That's the kind of RNG we deal with when we're here on this stream, by the way. So if you weren't here for the past, since the stream started in sub 30 minutes, then as we Hawaii Koji our way into our mysteries, you didn't miss much. You just missed a lot of fun RNG that just said, hey, die, idiot. So painting, coma, arms, vigil, and metamorphosis. Well, this isn't a nice mystery spread to me, but we'll deal with it. In fact, I'll even do vigil now, because we have some doom to spare if we want to run from an encounter. Because we're on a Thotu, a Rumu Ghost here would not serve me well. So anywho. But yeah, again, just like yesterday, I'm seeing a thing that may need to be addressed, but we'll see if I actually need to address it. Again, it's unfortunate that I stream around the time that a certain thing happens in real life for me, but again, I'll deal with it as we focus back up and investigate this mansion. But the main reason why we're here in Vigil is so that we can do a thing. The camera's actually better if I'm topped off at the moment, so we'll leave that for now. I could also sell these library notes, but we'll store them for the moment as we grab the meat cleaver, which will be a 3 damage meat cleaver. So yeah, holding on to my funds here is probably going to be a better thing to do, because this meat cleaver is not really doing anything for me. What will be great is if I go into the occult shop and find a 4 damage small candle. Because of how the randomization of item stats fluctuates, it never becomes anything ridiculous. Like, you won't find a fire axe that is 65 speed with 10 damage. You won't find that. Now, on the reverse side of things, as I run from this pillar vampire, that means you also won't find a chainsaw that does 1 damage and has a speed of 150. That you can find some comfort that doesn't happen, but at the same time, that does mean that weapons that are bad will usually stay bad, and weapons that are good speed or damage-wise can be a lot better, like a 6 damage monkey wrench or a 4 damage small candle. Thank you for the good luck. Lurk all you want. That's all I'm saying. You do you, and if we're all having a fun time, that is at least one of the most important goals. But as I've also stated before, I have noted interest in, in doing as much as I can for this channel and having it do things for me. But if that doesn't happen, I mean, it doesn't happen as we take our experience here and we move on. Again, if nothing else to say to anyone watching right now, then moving into May, I'm gonna try to step on the gas for this channel, but we'll see what happens. Do I want to take Metamorphosis now? I probably want to take it now. Just in case. Let's see if we can actually break a threshold here. Well, let's also use the police patrols because the mansion was at max threat level. I gained 22% Doom in the span of Vigil, by the way, so... I also should have kept remembering what... No, I had arms... Something and something, I forgot. Anywho, we're in Metamorphosis anyway. We'll visit the mansion a few times, so... Police patrols in the mansion, not a bad idea. But also, please give me something good. Okay, I didn't get a single weapon here. So sadness, restock. Small candle, 4 damage, small candle. That's all I am asking for. Which theme song is the question I'm asking? Let's get rid of we've unequipped the meat cleaver, so we can now move on. I just remembered I'm on all perks right now, but that's fine for the moment. We succeed the strength check, didn't need the reason, but you know what? It's fine. Was that 62 speed that I saw? No, 68, but that's still quite fast. I think faster than it normally is. And also does more damage than it would normally do. So, I will say this much, again, and it's not that I haven't said otherwise, it's that fast weapons in this game do have benefits on random item stats, although they can just end up dealing 2 damage, which, poof. Memes, there are more than a few memes from that series in terms of songs. But I think I've said it before without even realizing I said things like oh my god, I just say it random like deja vu, oh my goodness. And that's probably triggered by my memory of that. But as we get into this, yes, I'm stepping on something right at the moment, but let's enter the cave and yeah. 27 HP minus, that's right, we are on it though too. So actually we're dealing more damage as well. But we're also being dealt a lot of damage, so I mean, if I'm gonna take minus for all like this, I might as well do this, right? I can't even do a strong. Really? Well, we'll gamble on this. This will actually help out a lot, but... camera, gas... I want to step on it. Yeah, so again, you have to remind me. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't often catch... Funny, as much as I try to meme around here and there, I don't often catch things when they're presented to me. It's when I'm thinking of things that for some reason they just appear in my mind. But yeah, that wasn't great. Let me see here. What do I do here? I mean, I can just eat another minus for all damage to the face, but I would also not like to do that. I mean, it'd allow me to do a desperate action next turn, and that wouldn't be so bad. Yeah, let's just do it. All the HP that we would have lost in Vigil, we'll just cash it out now. And this should be 13 HP. So yeah. And into First Aid or Doomed Already. You know, considering me, I should take Doomed Already. Second Sight is not a bad choice either, but I'm making a very personal decision as I get fetid fumes, so here's hoping that my rests last. You would mod the meat horror, get yeah, that's right. That bug does apply to the boss of Metamorphosis, doesn't it? I completely forgot about that. But as we enter Arms in fear of Fourth Mystery shenanigans, because we are on it though too, let's hope that we can get some things done. I think before the end of this mystery, I should get the painkillers, but we'll see. That being said, since the camera hasn't served me well, I might as well just equip that. Nice knowledge check, by the way, but thankfully I have Doomed Already. What's not good is that I also lost stamina, so... Boy, am I in a lot of pain. Let you come up with your own stuff, because normally I would trade experience for funds, but I don't have the vending machine, which is normally what I would use funds for. Thank you for more funds. I didn't need it, though. In fact, I don't even know if I want the Tainted Violin. The Tainted Violin, I think I checked, was like 5 funds this run. so I really don't want it. But let's grab these painkillers now and see what happens. Not really anyone I can handcuff at the moment, so... Nah, actually I still want them, just in case I run into a human enemy in the apartment location. The game is taunting me right now. When doesn't it taunt me? Considering the RNG that happens to me, when doesn't it? And it gives me a ghost encounter. For a reason, whatever. We can eat it in the face. Because even though we have fetid fumes, I want to be careful running right now. So let's actually... Oh wait, we can't do that. We'll take a curse. What a time to get Blood Frenzy, but maybe it'll work out. Maybe. I think this boss... If we're on Timeline B, I think this boss is doing 5 stamina damage. Let's find out. Never mind, we're on Timeline A. So that means I can get rid of Blood Frenzy. That's a bit too much Doom for me to be taking. I don't think I'm able to really one-shot a lot of encounters, which is why Blood Frenzy would be good. But it's not, so... I mean, maybe, but I'm not going to humor it right now. And we did lose bats, so never mind. I am in a lot of pain. Into painting we go. Into painting with 3 reason. I have doomed already. Let's see if that's enough. I could just end up losing things like that. So doomed already does not proc if an event just outright removes stamina or reason or doom. Like that. Why? Maybe this is just not the day for me to be streaming. But I'll give it my best shot at least for 90 minutes usually. If there's an emergency, then it's an hour, but you get the point. Well, the thing about that is that I would actually have loved... I would like to have instead run into Puppet Matron, because I can just run away, even though I'm on a Thotu, but hey. Let's store the energy drink. We don't need it right now. You know what also would be nice? Leveling up and grabbing a perk from this all-perk run, that would be really great. But as we get lost in the light, and we just check the Icy Coast and increase our Doom, never mind. We grab our Frostbite, and Frostbite, and move on. Well, the cult member isn't bad, that's a lot of Doom, but, I mean, it could be a lot worse. So, 4 Doom for some experience, I'll take it. Now, here's something that I said earlier. I wasn't willing to take 4 Doom and 20 experience, so all things considered. I mean, that comes with the Corpse Dust -2 luck, but you get the point. Let's actually heal stamina, just to be safe here. Because we lost Bath and we have fetid fumes, I think healing in level ups becomes a very smart decision. Now, the game isn't letting me fail anything to proc Doomed already, but you know what? Fair enough. That was a pretty bad vigil, in terms of I just ran into a bunch of events that just pounded my face, but, you know, we'll deal with it. Into our last mystery coma. We do have a lot of Doom to spend. The problem is that the Doom I'm spending to rest would not be worth the HP. So in a way, I'm now hoping that I can make it out of this mystery without dying, which is why I took Doomed already. But we can also spend Doom running away from events, so yeah, that's a trade-off. I did forget my second encounter, by the way, so here's hoping. Here's hoping we somehow survive. I also should get rid of this Frostbite, but let's wait. Well, let's do this for the moment. Yeah, let's actually get this Frostbite treated. I was about to say burns, it's Frostbite. Now, hopefully that doesn't become a cut artery, but I still have fun, so it's not bad for now. We get another small candle for our trouble, but that doesn't really do anything for us at the moment. Well, yeah, let's find out. Oh my goodness. I think so we will be able to hit level 4. The question is, do I still survive? If I make it to the lighthouse, I should be perfectly fine. I think. We will lose reason here, but we'll survive. And let's see. Roads closed, doesn't matter. Not equipping the ring, I should, but we'll see. I did forget about it until you mentioned it, so I will thank you for that. But let's check the thing. Because the ring increases Doom by 5. That's why we're here. And I kind of want to just brute force this lighthouse if possible. So, 3 stamina. 6 stamina. I do have a flashlight, so really this is 2 reason. But we're going to rest for stamina anyway. I know I could level up into something, but let's instead do anything else. None of these are going to help me. I could just actually reroll Doom here, but in the interest of... I think there's a way to be optimal here. But, okay, I can show you then, just to be sure, because now I'm doubting myself. But we're going to take Strength here. Oh my goodness, let me go. And then we'll check our storage. We have one last storage check here at the lighthouse, so let me just store something. I need to take that out, though. But yeah, so +1 strength, but increases Doom by 5. Normally you would wear this. There's no reason not to, but because you would, if you do Vigil Mystery 1 strats, fishing for rings. I mean, Ancient Ring is specific, but you get the point. In Vigil, you can get Rock Ring, same thing, where you basically end up paying the cost now, and it turns out better for you as the run progresses. But for me personally, it's I just don't like taking it. But there is a point to equipping things early, even if it increases Doom, so that you're better for things early on. A prime example is getting Blood Mania as Ayaka immediately, but you know. But we should be able to one-tap Takshisan here with the power of throwing the camera and the meat cleaver. And then we just handcuff him. I didn't rest, did I? I didn't rest. Oh my goodness. Well, hey. I mean, it's funny. So this is an example of a thing. I mean, theoretically, Rise, if I really want to push the issue, I could say I survived, but we'll take this here in the face. So, because I think wait, do we have the 6th floor, by the way? No, we don't. So I think we do survive. Funny enough. But yeah, normally a lot of people like getting the rings in this game, except, well, I say that. That's not an accurate statement. The Rock Ring and the Ancient Ring are the... I think there's one other ring item that people might want to use, but other than that, on Harbinger, from what I've seen, people just use the Rock Ring and the Ancient Ring. If you see the Bettina Ring, yeah, you can just sell it, but as we... What was that one? That was the Natotu run? I should actually show you the scoreboard really quickly. Yeah, so those are the 2 rings. There are some other slot C items that are good, but in terms of rings, I think those are the 2 that come to mind immediately. But as we completed that Itotu run, I remember because pain was happening, but we will switch back and I'll get into my next run in about 5 seconds. Again, it depends on what you need. Normally, as we get into Herald, Scars, character exclusive, Yashiro, it's a matter of, do you need the stat? And for Harbinger, Strength is a really powerful stat because of how damage increases. So Dodge becomes less useful and Brace sees more use, in my opinion, at least. But it depends on your RNG as well. Charisma, Takshisan, Strength, Dexterity, Second Encounter, and Knowledge. Maybe every single stat check. But we'll see. Again, oddly enough, for some reason, I do well as Yashiro, even though I don't really think he's that great of a character. But again, to my defense, I do say that every character in World of Horror is closely rubber-banded, so it's not like any character is terrible bad, it's just that they don't perform as well as certain other characters do, on average, in a vacuum of quick play runs. Akamanto, Flood, Scissors, Botanist, and Sailors. We do have Scars, so I can't take Scissors now and try to fish for the Cursed Scissors. And I think after that, we'll at least do Akamanto. Akamanto? Yeah, Akamanto. I'm going crazy here. We are on Timeline A, so the Cursed Scissors becomes an option. But I also have not done Scars enough to practice to see if this is actually feasible. If you're doing a non-Scars run, or most other background gods with and trying to grab the Cursed Scissors, it becomes kind of... It is RNG. But for the most part, it's a more consistent... It's less consistent, but it's actually still reliable as we get branded, so... I did equip the bat, right? Okay, I did. So, yeah, the thing about Scars is that you get to do this. Now, normally this would be an issue, but because we have Scars, we're not taking as much stamina damage. The biggest RNG of Cursed Scissors Mystery 1 is that you are trying to, you know, not get hurt in events while also taking RNG in terms of doing things like this in this battle. But it's not the worst thing in the world. In fact, we'll even trade Reason for it because I might as well. I don't want to trade too much Reason, but we might have to. Yeah, we're probably going to have to. I can't even do a Prep Strong. That's how bad the wooden bat is. But, well, again, we want to keep things even for when we run into the Horror Teacher. I know we have a bottle of water, so realistically speaking, we should have been able to do more. We'll enter this. Please don't be Upper Kingdom. This is just as bad, but we'll deal with it. 3 strength here is gonna hurt me a lot, but for now, let's actually equip the Bronze Crucifix. And we want to take stamina damage because we have the bottle of water. But now, even with scars, this is a little scary. But as long as the scissor lady does not raise her scissors immediately, we might still be fine. Because we have to do this. So the frostbite doesn't matter right here, but it will matter if I need to do Desperate Struggle, which it seems like I'll need to do. But we'll see. Again, the one good thing about the Wind Bat is that at base, it gives you bonus damage against a few encounters, but most importantly, the Scissor Woman here. So, with that said, yeah, I would have liked to tank one more hit, but I took a lot of damage elsewhere. But I can't do that either. So, what do we do here? Because we can't brace. I would have to do this, and then throw the bat, and gamble on a 67%. Again, this is the main point of what I'm trying to say when this is RNG. I think the biggest part of the RNG is this fight, when you're trying to do this, but you know what? If we die, we die. If we live, we live. 67%, good. Now we're fine for the rest, because again, the gamble is there is... If you succeed that gamble, you get a very powerful weapon for the rest of your run. Yes, we're branded, but the Cursed Scissors does a lot in mitigating damage for you, on average. So let's equip the Cursed Scissors and move on. Also because, again, that's only possible because of how you throwing items doesn't affect the damage you're doing immediately. I could take Flood now. I would rather go into Akamanto and deal with this. Also allows me to do set police patrols, like at the forest, just in case. I could also set it to the school right now, but I'm going to go a bit longer term with it and set the police patrols to the forest, and we'll move on. I think with the Cursed Scissors, I can 2-turn this encounter. So let's actually... Oh, wait, I need to unequip the Bronze Crucifix. I think there's a way to do that here. Question mark? No? No. I would have to sell it or throw it away. Well, I guess we'll fight this ghost normally then. Because we can just do this and 2-turn it regardless. I could also dodge, but I don't know if I could get an attack here. Yeah, it's not guaranteed, so I might as well just do this. Dodge needs help. It could have a 70 to 80% chance, and I would still not use it. That's how bad it is for me anyway. For everyone else, it depends, but we'll use this immediately because Yashiro needs more experience still. And move on. So, let's see. I do need more stamina, but I forgot my second encounter already. I think it was actually the teacher. Or not, Scissor Lady. Because the teacher was first, unless we fought something in between, but I don't feel like we did. So anywho, even if the Stalker Girl drains HP here, we do so much damage, it doesn't matter. Well, we get the Occult Diary. So hey, profit. But we do want to be careful here, as our HP whittles down, I do need to make sure that we come out okay. This is another quote-unquote ghost encounter, but we should come out just fine here. In fact, I might even gamble on this, because we have a good chance of 2-turning anyway. We might as well take the gamble here. So, unless I miss both, but hey. It's a risk that's more in my favor, regardless if I succeed or fail. Now, that's not great, but let's continue onward. Actually, no, that's a... Well, let's just take stamina damage here then. But I do want to I'm probably going to rest twice. We have Flood later on, so we will get to rest a lot more. And we should come out perfectly fine. In fact, I'm even going to light these candles because of that. Now, hopefully we don't die to reason somehow, but let's find out. Let's grab my weird collection. Knowledge would be great as well, but hey, I never got rid of the frostbite, did I? Well, that's not great. I mean, the Cursed Scissors are just swinging for the fences anyway, but we should be able to one-tap I almost said Akamanto here with the power of the handcuffs. So off we go. Curious Statuette, and you know what? That boosted knowledge is fine. We did get roads closed. We're on Herald, but would have liked to not see that. It's fine. We have Flood to offset that still. And we'll move on to Flood. And then we still swing for the fences. We're on Scars, right? Why am I going? Yeah, we're on Scars, so... Scars, Yashiro, and then we swing for the fences again. 90-90. If we need both attacks to hit, we might as well gamble on both, unless we miss both. But we hit both, so hey. RNG's good so far. The game just likes to say, hey, you hit Yashiro, here's some good RNG. And I'll be like, thank you. Because there's nothing else I can do. So, Ritual Mask, equip the Ritual Mask, it'll do more for me on average. But at a certain point, we do want to be wary of... something. I was going to say something, but let me just rest here. And yeah, we're on Scars, but we probably won't be able to do much more anyway. So let's just get our healing done and move on with life. Flood is not great for Yashiro's Faith mechanic, but yeah, I mean, if you need to defeat the boss, so defeating the boss is the priority. In fact, I'm even just going to gamble here. I don't need to, but if RNG is going to be great, we might as well just play with it, right? So let's just swing for the fences, and if we hit every attack, we hit every attack. Scars makes us lose a lot less reason here, but again, the worry is not currently our HP, it is our Doom. Although Doom technically can be treated as HP, you get the point. So what do we get here? We can go Zeal, but that's a bit too much, so instead, we're going to go on our own. And increase strength some more. Our strength should be at 7 right now. It's because I'm still carrying Frostbite for whatever reason, so... In fact, I'm even going to take experience here. And into Botanist we go. First, we have a lot of items to throw away for Sailors. That much is for certain. But let's visit the School Nurse and take care of that Frostbite. That's personally why I like using School Nurse a lot more. There's some people who don't like School Nurse and would rather take the Schoolyard. I understand that. But because I run into Frostbite Land so much, I think I would rather use it there. Use the School Nurse to get rid of that. That way, essentially Frostbite Land turns into +3 Doom. And if I decide to give up in Frostbite Land, which is what I do frequently, then it ultimately becomes a decrease of Doom. Granted, you still lose stamina, but I personally don't lose as much stamina as I do other Doom, and Doom increases and Reason decreases. No Ghosts in the Forest, so no reason to equip the Bronze Crew. I just got bamboozled because I saw that event twice. That's not the worst thing to happen. Losing -1 stamina and 1 reason is actually quite healthy compared to other events, but you know. So let's just swing for the fences. That was 75%, right? No, 85%, so we are going to miss a few of these, but if we don't have to gamble anymore, I'm just going to not gamble. Oh my goodness, please. Oh my goodness, please. Can I save an action sequence correctly? And we'll move on. I really hope the Scissor Lady was my second encounter. I don't know why I'm second guessing myself there, but anywho. Nice 11 roll on knowledge, by the way. They thought they could slip that past me. You're not going to slip that past me. Actually, my Doom is steadily rising. So let us instead trade off Reason instead of risk increasing Doom some more. Because, boy, when the game decides to just say, hey, roll a 12, I get sad. Thankfully, I rolled a 5 there, but you never know with RNG. It's RNG. Also, we visited every forest location, so... That's right, we also have roads closed, so this mystery is hurting us a lot. Doom-wise, anyway. That's even accounting for the fact that we have Scissors and Flood as our mystery lineup. But, again, that's just what happens when you get roads closed early into roads closed mysteries. On top of... Thankfully, we got the Occult Diary, but on top of... Well, the now time skip, but that's Herald in general. Branded and Cursed Scissors. We have to remember, I have a lot of Doom increasing status effects on me right now. The Occult Diary is much appreciated, but I don't know if it's going to help. And in fact, if I'm not going to level up again, I should just toss this Corpse Dust, which is probably what I'm going to do. Is this a second Corpse Dust that I've got? Anywho. In fact, I think I would rather fight... Yeah, so let's throw away the corpse dust, and we'll throw away... We have the crestfallen mask. We'll save that for the moment, though. I think... I'm actually going to throw away the ritual mask. Just in case. Now, we were on Timeline B Sailors, so that was a good decision. Because the alternative is fighting a boss that you normally don't want to fight. But as we move on here... Effectively, we're at 66% Doom. But again, I have the Crestfallen Mask to help me there. So let's see what actually happens. Let's just take an injury. It decreases Doom by 1, but depending on the injury, which... This is not an injury, but you get the point. Depending on what it is, even if it's bug right now, there are certain curses I do not want right now, like flashbacks, because my dexterity is at 8, but you get the point. I normally don't like to roll RNG on that random status effect. But anywho, we should be able to brace into something. And maybe we can get out in... It's a gamble. But I'll take it. Stamina is not the least of my worries right now. And at this point, we might as well just equip the Crestfallen Mask. Not much else to do here. So we should be able to survive, all things considered. If I die, it would be quite strange. Well, I lied. It's because I run into encounters like this that I really doubt myself. For the purposes of getting out of this encounter ASAP, we're gonna toss this broken bottle. And miss an 80%, but, you know, par for the course. So we'll just take our reason hit and stamina hit and move on with life. We get painkillers for our trouble, but that's usually a loss in HP regardless. It helps, you know, mitigate the amount of damage to take, but as we get our demon mask for our trouble and lose Bath, we should survive here. If I die, it's my fault at this point. And none of these are really going to help me, so into strength I go. And let's find out what happens to us. We do have the second encounter check guaranteed. We also, even though we're on Herald, we never got the 6th floor. So all things considered, our only worries are the Doom checks, which are Takshisan on the 4th floor and the 2nd floor, and the second encounter check on the 5th floor. Everything else I should be able to handle with relative ease. In fact, I should have near... Oh, never mind. That's right. I have Blood Moon, didn't I? Yeah, I do. So we'll swing for the fences. Won't matter regardless. Unless I miss like 3 attacks in a row, but... I should be able to survive no matter what. Yeah, I think I survived no matter what. But we'll still try to get our second encounter correctly. Oh my goodness, I'm stuttering because I'm thinking of what I want to say. But it should be the Scissor Lady. And yeah, we'll complete this Herald run, and that will be a score of 2 on the board. Now here's hoping my RNG lasts. Again, I've said it before, but I'll say it again, because, you know, not everyone's gonna go back and watch previous episodes, but did I show you the scoreboard? No, I didn't, did I? We're at a score of 2 with Herald and the Thotu down, but we are trying to survive. So what I wanted to say, I actually forgot. Oh, as we get into You Got That Curious Birthmark character exclusive jury, what I wanted to say was RNG, your real life luck stat in terms of getting good backgrounds gods is a part of this challenge, and you not getting too many dupe gods is one too. Second, knowledge, dexterity, light, and maybe strength. But again, I go with the theoretical that is normally if you know enough about World of Horror, this shouldn't take you more than about 50 runs, unless you're just really unlucky, but some people are like that. So, and even then, I would even say like 20 runs, all things considered. No more than 20 runs, but again, it depends on your RNG. Because if you get dupe gods for like 20 plus runs, I mean, there's not really much you can do about that, is there? So, library notes, depends on the spell. Not really much, but we'll take it. We actually take experience here as jury. You do kind of want to take that risk as jury to just be greedy on grabbing experience, because horror progress can quickly catch up. As we have Akamanto, Painting, Metamorphosis, Teacher, and Festival. So we'll take Teacher now. Maybe we get to level up quickly. If not, We'll just take the doom damage to the face. It's not so bad. But, yeah, since we're not going to go get a weapon immediately, we're going to checkbook into a weapon. And in this case, probably going to be the Carpenter Hammer. I mean, the shovel is an odd me choice. But if we're doing teacher attack, it won't matter as much. But in the interest of, you know, getting some good attacks in, we'll do Carpenter Hammer. And move on. How many hours do I have in this game? Considering that I've played since early 2020, at least 300 hours minimum. Just by calculating. There was a day in which I calculated how many... Let me use the police patrol here again. So, police station, the school. Yeah, there was a day in which I calculated, but if the short answer is at least 300 hours, if we include that I played at least 500 videos, and each run is about 15 minutes on average, considering the pace that I go at. So, 500 videos times 15 minutes. Or I could just divide that by 4, so each one of that would be 500 videos minimum. Divided by 4, so yeah, 125 hours bare minimum. But I want to say 300 hours, because obviously I play the game. I mean, at this point, so how I look at it is that you can treat World of Horror as a somewhat simplified version of chess. So in that regard, you know, obviously people put hours and hours into chess. You can theoretically do the same with games like World of Horror that have the replayability innate in itself. And also, because of that, you know, gameplay-wise, you are playing at least 12 base characters that have different backstory old god combinations, so there is a lot to strategize in. I did have Akamanto, right? So therefore, I'm just going to do this. Unfortunately, I will be just outright hitting this school. No, this is a circle encounter. This is not an Eldritch enemy. So, yeah, I don't get to brace here, so if I get badly bleeding, it's gonna be bad. Also, the Doom here is gonna increase my horror progress, but that's just something I have to take. So, yeah, I did get badly bleeding, by the way, as we remove the sensor, and yeah. I think I have Akamanto next, so it's not as bad, it's just still bad. I get to level up twice. I think we're on jury perks. Yeah, we are. So we'll take elusive. Dexterity to me doesn't matter. Unless I get double flashbacks, but that's a worry for later. I just realized that I might take Metamorphosis into Painting. I think I had like some out-of-town mystery, which means I could be in some trouble. But yeah, that's how I see that. I mean, it has a handful of content. I wouldn't say it has a little bit of content, but it definitely, you know, it could have more content, so the game could have a lot more to it. But it does have more than enough that if you want to sink your teeth in and, you know, at least get a quick game in, you can do so. But let me see here. I think I'm in a bad way here. Because right after this is Metamorphosis, and Juri's own perks, she doesn't really have much to her name there. Now, after this, I will have the power of the checkbook, but until then, again, we're going to make the most of trying to level up ASAP. So, that's why we're fighting this with all damage. And the Carpenter Hammer healing my stamina does nice things as well, but it's not all there should be. And in fact, something like this is actually quite detrimental. But we'll take it. Hopefully I only lose 2 stamina here. But we'll see. Okay, good. Stamina is a worry at the moment, but if things go well, I think I can do a different play. We can grab cigarettes now. We actually got a brick there, but let me just do some item management. So, did we get price hike, or was that random item stats? I think that's price hike. Oh, that's right. We're also badly bleeding. I need to get rid of that. That was price hike, by the way. We'll enter this to do a twofer, so get rid of badly bleeding. Again, there's a lot to strategize about in this game, so even if you feel that immersion is gone after you get to know the game a bit, there is a level of complexity that exists in this game. It's not the most complex, but it does exist. So let's grab that, let's sell the library notes, and grab the brick, and we'll move on. At the end of the mystery, we'll smoked a pack of cigarettes. But until then, actually I should just smoke them now. And let's see what happens. So I should be okay. We're going to take this reason damage, though. So, as I said, even if you know the game back and front, like all the events, there is still a level of strategization that can, could be good for the brain. I know for people who obviously have everything planned out, World of War can be a much less, interesting experience, but still. If that's the case, I would love to see someone play Harbinger. I will always be quiet if someone plays like 10 Harbinger runs and wins 9 out of 10 of them. If they have any harsh criticism for me. But otherwise, it's like, well, that's not normally the case. I forgot to throw the brick. It's perfectly fine. Because we got the most of what we could do for that mystery. I'm going crazy. That being said, I do recognize that I'm not the most optimized player. I'm not the best player in the world, general skill speaking. Hand-eye coordination, ability to strategize, remember things, among other skill sets that would be valuable to the general gamer. But as we enter Metamorphosis, I do know my place, and it's important to know that. That way you can work on improving on things in general. If I were to give advice for anyone who wants to improve themselves, even just as a human being. But, anywho. I have made mistakes in life, and they're not. None of them has been, I don't think, in my opinion, very heinous. I would feel that it would be quite undue to me to be, a content creator and, have done bad things in life. I feel very proud with the things I've done, and any mistakes that I've made, I feel like I've learned from them. So, hey. But yes, very interesting to watch someone with a lot of experience. Yeah, so at this point, again, anyone with a lot of experience in World of Horror, again, usually should be able to breeze through the game with relative ease, but as I forget to grab a pack of cigarettes, I'll have it for this encounter. The problem is that I'm about to enter painting, but that doesn't, again, you can know everything there is about the game and still, run into issues. If for no other reason than dealing with the thing that is called RNG. But again, I think there is still some value in... I personally believe there's still some value in, doing your best regardless of how bad RNG seems for you. So as we do Desperate 8 damage into 8 damage, again, if nothing else, building up your own confidence as a player is one part of it. As much as I bemoan and, act like things are bad for me at times, which they are, let's not remove that from the equation, but boy, yeah, now I really regret not grabbing. I hope there are cigarettes in the festival shop, else we're gonna stick with withdrawal, but yeah, there's a lot of interesting things if you really want to get into World of Horror. It can be and for the general gamer, it can be a game that you can off-play at times really quickly and, jump back out. I think that's one of the strengths of World of Horror. It may not, be the most clean game in terms of, the game does everything as expected, but it is still a very quick game you can jump into and, get a rundown and then, play something else. And for anyone who really wants replayability, there's always custom content. Again, you don't have the most amount of freedom, but you can still do a lot with what we're given. Also, I'm considering whether or not I'm about to die here because we have 3 stamina and 2 reason. And boy, can RNG really just say, hey, die. I really hope it doesn't, but we're about to find out. So we get nicotine withdrawal. We can run from every encounter we run into. But we'll see, because I think we can still do prep attack with the Carpenter Hammer. As long as I can do that, never mind. This game decided to roll a 9+2 modifier on luck. Not that it needed to add this +2 modifier. I'm pretty sure it's +2 on top of the 9. But even if it wasn't, this would still have been a 7 roll on top of 6 luck. So should have taken Festival. I didn't expect myself to lose that much. I mean, my stats were at a pretty high place relative to where I was in the run. But as we get reset here, I guess I'll start again. Starting again from 0. But we'll get into our next run shortly. That was a 10-minute run, by the way. It didn't feel like 10 minutes, but I think that's because of Metamorphosis. As we get into Azal, I almost said Cthulhu. Azal World of Horror character exclusive jury. So nothing funky backstory and character-wise-ish. Well, jury is kind of funky, but Azal is going to be the big decider of how this run goes. Second mystery, Takushi-san, 8 strength, second encounter, light check, and maybe 8 dexterity. But I definitely should remember everything, because Azal might be adding on a whole bunch of doom to me. In fact, we'll go legal then, because our jury's perception isn't bad. I want to try out the army knife. If we're going to start at a reset score, might as well just explore some other possibilities. Again, no strategy is completely consistent, but you can pretty much play in a very consistent manner with base events and mysteries. I need to keep adding that asterisk, because if you play with certain custom mysteries and whatnot, the game balance does change a fair amount, actually. So Sailors, Ward, Ramen, Akamanto, and Nails. Ew. Well, thankfully I set the illegal den for Ward, but Nails, Akamanto. Oof. Spell rule doesn't really matter, but again, Azal is a pretty hit and miss. It depends on your playstyle, but usually Azal is, hey, you get 2-3 rules at the beginning, prepare for doom increases out of the old god's mouth, or it, you get relatively simple rules, and you're like, okay, I can deal with this for now, but it can always turn worse. Also, we're gonna be very heavy on the checkbook uses, because we need both the hospital pass and the army knife. And I guess at this point, yeah, I could use the checkbook again, but we'll just take the out of funds. We're jury here. Some jury advice. If you have to take out of funds, just take out of funds and trade off stamina and reason. It's very... you don't want to increase doom still. Even though I just increased it there, it's for the sake of surviving early, but hey. Welcome to pain. I think I survived as Yashiro, but then I proceeded to die as... I was also jury, jury. Last run was jury, but RNG just decided, because I entered painting with, I think, 5 stamina for a reason, and that is normally, I would say, was a bad decision, and it was definitely a bad decision, because I died to an event that did 2 stamina plus penalty damage. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot to visit the police patrols, but we have Ward, so let's put the police patrols in the hospital while grabbing the handcuffs. And I think, don't I have Akamanto? If I do, I want to save the handcuffs. And never mind. I was going to say stamina. We have a lot of reason. Let's do reason. And we'll find out. Also, in Nails, you are visiting the hospital a fair amount, so it would have been nice anyway. But as we take reason damage for experience, again, you really want to try to grab experience when possible, even skirting the risk here and there, because jury, you want that experience. You want that experience. As tempting as it would be to... we don't get to prep attack army knife yet, but this would be tempting, but I can afford to hit 3 stamina, because that's probably what we're going to do here. And what I mean by that is, because I got good luck on the first turn, I can now brace into a guaranteed kick, and then guarantee a desperate struggle, because the army knife, like the monkey wrench, does prep strong with desperate struggle for 15 damage. Base, anyway. If you have random item stats, you do need to look at your damage, but, base 5 damage weapons get 15 damage, because 5 times 1.5 is 7.5, 7.5 times 2 is 15. Is what I believe is happening anyway. Knowledge or charisma? You know what? Folklore studies serves me a lot well. Usually, but hey. We're actually going to take stamina, because I think I'm going to take Ward now. We do have Akamanto. We also, I feel like we had something else. No, never mind. We just have Ward into the thing. Okay, the item rule I do need to pay attention to. I can store everything before the end of Ward, so yeah. Yeah, I got reset fast. It was a 10-minute run that ended with RNG pain. A 10 minute, 30 seconds-ish, but you get what I mean. Had to bless Yashiro, now doomed. I could grab the painkillers here. I don't want to at the moment. And that's a conscious player choice decision. Again, I'll still stick by the idea that, even though most people run consistent strats, meta is a thing, at the same time, that doesn't mean you can't express yourself with World of Horror. Actually, when I take the experience here, that means the threat level is going to increase, but I think that's fine for the moment. Neither of these skills actually might just take art knowledge instead, but I forgot if we had a knowledge check. I can check after this, but we'll see. A dollar's encounter would be very appreciated, but we'll see. Hallucinations, that's Bad for my army knife. I should have actually taken art knowledge considering that I was using the army knife, but a bit too late at this point. 4 Doom, this is the last night, so we can just, well, we want to use the handcuffs for Rakamanto, so we store both of these, and do we have anything else? No. So, I might just run from this encounter. It'll depend, because this does stamina, and we have stamina to lose in Akamanto as well. Can I do anything better? If I hit both of these, we could do a thing. I don't think I want to still. Yeah, we don't. And even then, it'd be RNG, so we're gonna run here. No Doom from Azal, and we'll move on. Not that I need to take any items out. I think the handcuffs are the only thing I need to take out for Akamanto here. But at the same time, yeah, the hallucinations is now gonna be bad for me. We have the fun rule. That's gonna be also somewhat significant. But considering the Doom that we could lose, we could choose to lose it, but we'll see for now. Do we have price hike, by the way? No. I'm gonna actually grab these. No, I can grab it later. Yeah, we'll grab the cigarettes near the end of the mystery. That way we can avoid proccing out of funds I was about to say ASAP. Proccing out of funds earlier. We're gonna gamble on this, by the way. Oh, that's not great. Oh, man, I wanted to hit that. Well, I could 80%. I could. So I'm gonna roll on another 80-80 chance. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me just lie down. I swear I'm not doing this for content, but come on, man. 2%. You realize there's a 2% chance of that happening back to back, right? Because the chance of missing that attack is 20%. And the previous turn, the chance of missing was also 20%. So, oh my goodness. And that's why I personally hate dodge as an action. But, yes, we'll deal with it. Well, now I have no other choice. I might as well just take the 3 stamina, or just take this. Again, at this point, this is something I actually haven't really talked about before, but... So some people might want to run away from an encounter after receiving so much damage. I think there are very, very few occasions in our life as a human being, in real life, where you actually want to do that in World of War. That sounds kind of philosophical, but... my reason for that is that it's like, what do I want to say? It's not sunken cost fallacy, but how do I want to put it? I actually do need some of it. No, I think we're fine for now. Yeah, we're fine for now. It's that if you're gonna lose HP, you might as well get experience out of it. Oh my goodness, really? I mean, we one-shot you, thankfully, but it could have been a lot worse. So if you lose like 2 to 4 stamina, but you're close anyway, because Desperate Struggle exists as an action, it is actually beneficial for you to just eat a bit more damage, but at least get experience out of it. Do you get what I mean? So without further ado, let me just actually check. I don't actually remember what other mysteries we had, because I was so bamboozled by what just happened that I pretty much forgot everything. I shouldn't have, but it did happen. Oh my sweet goodness. We're still gonna fight this, but boy, I am really hurt right now. Because we may be able to level up still. In fact, I'm gonna take 2 curses here because of that. Fearful, which is not great. And more hallucination. Oh, what a time to be using the army knife, man. This is also why indirectly strength is usually a better stat to build into with strength weapons. Because as it turns out, there are less curses and statuses that affect your strength, I feel. But maybe that's a personal thing. Because yes, Frostbite Land does exist, but you can get rid of that. Meanwhile, curses a lot more difficult to get rid of. So, in general. But I think we have a few more investigations left, so we'll see what happens here. This would be nice, but why would I ever believe with 7 knowledge I can pass a knowledge check? I'm actually just gonna rest there. I think we're fine still. Funny enough, in fact, I might want to just equip the box cutter. We actually can't prep attack with the box cutter, but I didn't want to take Jury's perk anyway, so... Don't I have a pack of cigarettes? No, I don't. I can get a pack of cigarettes now. I actually do want to do that. And in the interest of... Yeah. Because we have the fund rule and we have the item rule. So what I want to do here is right before the end, hopefully nothing weird happens, is I want to do a lot of item management. We'll take the reason damage. That was really unfortunate, but that was the last that was the last. I want to put this in perspective. That was the last possible investigation that I could have spent with 0 funds, because I wanted to buy the cigarettes. You can't buy cigarettes now, so I had to buy them before the previous investigation, and so I bought them and then immediately ran into out of funds. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, we're gonna do some item management here. We don't want to throw the army knife because the box cutter will break at some point. But we want to take out everything else because that's all should disappear by the end. And in fact, I mean, I can take a doom hit here. I might as well. That out of funds event practically just removed 3 reason. And oh no, wait, because then I won't be able to level. Oh my goodness. Oh, I do have to toss these funds. Yeah, I have to toss these funds. Oh my goodness, because I forgot if Azel takes effect before the horror. Anywho. Oh, never mind. This counts as doom increase. Okay, cool. Never mind. I shouldn't have thrown those funds away. What a fool I was. Hey, you learn something every day, even though you shouldn't, because with the amount of hours, 300 plus hours, by the way. But I should be able to do. Oh, I can't? Really? I don't want to gamble on this because I die if I do this. So yeah, I think we just do this. I nearly did forget, by the way, but since we can do that, we should be perfectly fine. The one shining light is that I don't get any doom increase from Azel, but because think about it, right? 2 funds is 4 doom for Azel, but if I run to out of funds again, I'm either losing 3 stamina, 3 reason, which might be a good trade-off, or 5% doom, which is more than Azel, but yeah. Out of funds existing actually adds a lot of odd balancing in your run, but anywho, as I just said, like if you run to Azel's fund rule and you get out of funds, it is actually more beneficial for you to keep those funds at least once than to... No, actually, it's more beneficial for you to keep those funds because you lose 4 doom for 2 funds. But again, as I just said, out of funds, you can take a doom increase of 5 for 2 funds. So per fund, you're actually losing more doom running to out of funds when you spend your funds out over and over again than you are doing the other thing. I'm just so out of it, I'm forgetting right now. But anywho, we do have the Crestfallen Mask, so we can checkbook for more cigarettes. In fact, that should probably last us until the end of the run. And if it doesn't, I'm going to cry. I do need to use it twice, though. Yeah, we'll use it twice. Whatever. Again, the Crestfallen Mask exists. So we'll do this cigarette. Now, if you get the Crestfallen Mask and got penalized with Azel in the item rule, that would have been very bad. But at least that doesn't happen. That being said, though, I might as well have just equipped it now, but it's a bit late. Also, we're still using the broken box cutters, so you know what we're actually going to do? We're going to run from this. And when I equip the Crestfallen Mask here, we're actually better off, because even though our doom is a little high, I would rather my doom be a little high, but I have the nicotine rush buff. Don't hurt me, robots. Then, yeah, have a bit more doom to work with, but not be under the effect of nicotine rush. Please, robots, don't hurt me. I was stumbling in my wording. But anywho. But yeah, we do want to... Well, no. We want to discard enough funds to have 1 fund left. That's what we want to do. Then we might as well throw this at the aspiring model. Oh my goodness. This could be bad. Let's see what we can do. Oh my goodness. This is not guaranteed, really. We actually need to hit this so that I can defeat this. Okay, good. My RNG isn't that terrible. But we do need to still do things. So what actually happens here is... So for Azel, what you really want to do is if you have extra items like this, at the end of a mystery, if you have the fund rule, discard all your funds. And then after the mystery ends, so that Azel doesn't penalize you, you You sell an item that you have, and therefore you have 1 fund. That way you're not just preparing or spending anything. I mean, you're losing an item, but you get the point. Nothing really bad happens. So as I just said, let's toss the funds now. Unless I'm making a mistake for some reason, but hey. Oh, I have 3 curses and things. Each item in inventory. What's happening here? Why am I getting an 11% doom increase? Oh no, funds. So most of those are funds. And then I have 3... Well, let's find out, actually. I shouldn't have anything else, but let's find out how much Doom actually increases by. 5% Doom. Why? Is it including On the Run? It might be including that. Nicotine Rush is a curse, so... But it's a curse I'm willing to take. It's the rest of these that are also adding on. So, Pain... Actually, I might die here because of that, because it's a guaranteed 5 Doom increase at the end of the mystery. So effectively, I am at 80% Doom right now. And I have forgotten my second encounter. How I pronounce penalized as penalized? Is that an American accent thing? No, I'm just making fun. Normally I say the word penalized, but I know some people say penalized, so I kind of sometimes like to switch it up. At least that's the excuse I'm using, unless there's an actual reason that I forgot I'm doing. Oh my sweet goodness. Miku. I don't even think we get out in 1. But yeah, that's just a personal flavor choice that I like to switch up upon. Unlike, again, when I pronounce certain Japanese words with an English accent, I say it as someone who doesn't know Japanese but speaks English would say it. But if I speak Japanese, I will use a more Japanese accent, which I don't know. It's just something I just have stuck to. It's a good funny about something. So I know some people pronounce things differently, so I do like to switch it up. Not that I'm how would you say it? There's a scientific word for it. I'm trying to figure out, because I don't want to run here. It would be a very bad decision. Doom-wise, I don't think I have any other choice, though. Theoretically, what would I be able to do with a... Because I think there's a way I can... No, there's not, because this does 10 damage. 80%. 90% risk. I have to, though. This is doing too much damage to me. So, what we're going to try to do is go for a 90% here, and a 90% next turn, so I only take -2 all. Oh, we get bonus damage. Never mind, we're perfectly fine. So, we do that. Well, actually, no, we're still taking a risk, but 90% into 90%. Good. Does nothing for me here. Actually, I need to sell the lucky earrings because I have pain on me. Otherwise, out of funds is going to absolutely destroy me. We're on sailors as well. Here's where I realize, but we can discard the hospital pass and do other stuff. We actually trade reason here, or stamina here. And let's find out what happened. Okay, so I think I can discard the checkbook too. Yeah, I can. And okay, we're on timeline 8. I didn't know that though. You don't know that when your setting is on random timeline. If you're obviously playing on timeline A or B, you can therefore choose the appropriate action. But when you're on random timeline, each mystery is a randomized timeline. Therefore, you don't know which timeline you're on. Please also don't let this be too much pain. I have to actually trade reason for stamina. Actually, you want higher stamina than reason if you don't know your lighthouse checks. So, all things considered, we're actually still fine somewhat. But our doom threshold is increasing to the max. We're effectively at 90%. Well, now we're at... No, now we're dead. So, we need a monument. And hope that we don't die to the lighthouse. That's what we need to do. Because I think Azal... Well, now it should say like 7%. Why do juries... Anywho. Again, that's not the worst thing in the world, but it is still quite bad. So we don't need funds any longer. We have enough cigarettes for the lighthouse, thankfully, but... I would have actually appreciated a mind wipe right here. English not your main language. Whenever I pronounce something, if others understand me saying is that, yeah, that's the most important thing, right? Oh my goodness. Was that time skip, by the way? I die now. Yeah, I die now. Oh, RNG, why are you like this? But anywho, yeah, so as long as you understand what I'm saying, right? And as long as we're logical human beings, like nothing really strange should happen. Now, if you're not behaving as a human being should, I think society does exist usually for a good reason, but I mean, there are bad reasons, obviously, we know, but again, the base understanding is the bare minimum, I think, for us to survive happily together. But yeah, that time skip there really destroyed me. What were the odds of that? Let's assume that there are 16 town effects. There are at least enough for Herald, so there's at least 10. I feel like there are 14, 15? I keep forgetting how many there are. But let's assume that there's even, like... Let's be generous and say there's 16. What were the odds of me drawing time skip here? I'm dead, by the way. That's why I'm talking about this, but... So I already drew 4, and that means there were 12 left. So 1 divided by 12. There was an 8.3 repeating chance. 8.3% chance that I drew time skip, and now we die. We don't have any way to decrease doom. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, I'll try to remember here. I think it was like Akamanto. No, I did ward. And then we die. So, yeah. Actually, nothing I could have done, because these status effects, these curses, were guaranteed, and they add to the Azal curse rule, but again, this is what I mean by, even if RNG is bad, you do your best to see how long it can go, because you can still make choices that make it so that you get as far as you can. That way you learn from any mistakes you may have made, and, you know, do better, or maybe worse. But otherwise, I mean, here in Takashi-san, I mean, we still do our best to survive, so what we're gonna do is actually... Funny enough, the fact that my reason is so high actually does me a disservice. But, you know, we'll see how lucky we are. Let's do dodge 75% attack. So, nope, immediately dodge failed me. So, out of curiosity, let's see how many dodges we would have hit. Okay, oh, we dodged once, 50%. Actual 50%. Actual 50, nope, now 33%. Now 33%. Let's see one more time. Oh, we missed 75%. Oh, but we dodged the attack, so hey. I don't need a dodge here, but you get the point. And doom. So, yeah, you win too much RNG. Geez. Just maybe, right? Just maybe. On that note, obviously, as I get... I think we were already reset. Were we already reset? Yeah, we were already reset, so I don't need to show you the scoreboard. I was at 0. But as we get into Azal again, World of Warrior character exclusive, Jury... Okay, fine, the salty run back with some changes, obviously. But... Listen, if my RNG was good, I would be playing more God. Basically, obviously, draw the lottery. But anywho, second encounter, knowledge, Takashi-san, light, dexterity, and maybe strength check. We can try to play knowledge, but I don't feel like it. So instead, we're gonna leave what I normally leave on. Actually, we'll switch the history club to the schoolyard and move on with life. Because again, we don't want to spend doom if possible. But after the horror catches up, we can then visit the school. I mean, theoretically speaking, I could also visit the history club after the horror catches up to me. But the main benefits of the history club is that you get something from the history club before the run starts, whereas the schoolyard you can wait for those students, kind of. So all gods only again, that you know, if you want to do a different kind of Nuzlocke, any kind of thing is available. I actually want to do like a custom character type of Nuzlocke, but that boat, I mean, this series has taken so long that the opportunity, it hasn't passed. But as we get botanist, hell, painting, teacher, and scissors, you know, I do want to do scissors ASAP, but at the same time, we can humor it because we have the bottle of water. The bottle of water actually does a lot for, well, the item rule immediately, huh? Alright, cool. Friend's diary, we are on timeline A. I'm gonna go for the cursed scissors, and we'll see what happens. Again, even if the horror catches up to me quickly here, one, we're on jury perks, so jury perks, I mean, leveling up isn't going to do the most for me. The accuracy is nice, but that's the only thing, really. Otherwise, compared to the cursed scissors, I would rather still pick up the cursed scissors. Now, the question is here, because because the reason why you stop here, so just a little bit of optimization is, if you enter this, chances are you are going to run into one of two bad things if you're trying to go for the cursed scissors here. Again, the goal here is the cursed scissors, so when I'm strategizing right now for the next minute or so, keep that in mind. So, if I enter this, I'm either going to enter Frostbite Land, which hurts my strength, which you actually really, really want because you're using the wooden bat if you do scissors first to get cursed scissors. And 2, if you give up, you're losing stamina there. If you get the cursed ring, your doom increases, but, you know, not so bad. And then I forgot what the left option is, but if you lose HP, you don't want to lose HP if you're doing this strat. Second, you run to Upper Kingdom, which you're forced to either, well, unless I fill the bottle with blood, but you want to throw the bottle, and if you get the bottle of blood, for some reason you can't throw that for damage, so you just lose out on damage to throw. And then the other two options, you're trading 3 stamina for 3 reason, or you're trading 3 reason for 3 stamina. So you don't want to do that either, especially when you're topped off like I am. Later on, this would have been great, and then the third event is the katana, but that is RNG regardless. Now, I have high perception as jury, so it wouldn't be a bad idea. Otherwise, what you do here is resist, but you lose stamina. So I was thinking about doing that, but then you have to think about, okay, what's the... I know there's a lot of things that I'm talking about for a very short mystery / game, but bear with me. So in the middle of scissors, there's a 66% chance of you probably losing a lot of stamina. The reason I say that is because on Harbinger, the bloated teacher does 3 stamina, I think 3 stamina, and Maru does 2 all. So either way, you're losing stamina because you're not likely to one-shot them if you take scissors as their first mystery. It's very unlikely to happen. Oh yeah, jury with commoner background is completely bad. But anywho, so if you run to the event instead, yes, you can pass. You're likely to get a curse, but again, you're rolling on 66%. Because there's a 66% chance you run to an enemy that will deal some kind of stamina damage regardless. But the alternative... Okay, I guess I'm just going to do science here. I'm going to enter this and see what happens. Just as long as it isn't Upper Kingdom, I'm fine. So let's actually move toward the pyramid and find out what happens. You get a random injury. And in this case, it's a broken nose, but that could be cut artery. Which is, again, why I don't like to enter this on scissors. But at the same time, losing stamina guaranteed isn't great either. And now we have frostbite, so... It's really bad, but it could have been a lot worse. I haven't lost HP, but the strength loss, because the wooden bat is hey, surprise, surprise, a strength weapon. Yeah. But again, if I'm doing this, it doesn't matter as much, but I am losing a lot of stamina, so... What you would normally try to do around here is do this, and I do lose out on an attack boost. So you try to do this 4 times, so... Let me just pull out a calculator really quickly. So 60%, or let's just, I have to hit 4 attacks, 2 of them are 60%, and 2 of them are 70%. So... Multiply all of those together, you have a 17.64% chance of hitting all 4 of those attacks. And a little bit better, let's just assume 20% if I had the strength that you had. So that's why I say, in this particular instance, I can actually just run away. Because you don't know what's going to happen in Scissor Lady. And with my strength now at 3, I can no longer do a guaranteed brace kick. Which I don't think I can even kick anymore. So Frostbite Land is really, really pouring on the damage on me. And now we run to Forgotten Specimen. Thankfully, that's my 6th encounter, or my 2nd encounter. And we get bonus damage here, so I can just prep strong. But it's not likely... You're probably going to run to the Young Witch or the Stalker Girl instead. And those 2 are arguably worse. Now we have a bunch of stamina healing. But, again, let's see what happens. I actually have never been this healthy. But again, I only have 3 strength. Out of curiosity, I can still brace into a kick, thankfully. But it's not guaranteed, so... And the only reason we really want to do that is if she raises her scissors. Otherwise, you want to just do this. And, of course, she raises her scissors, so... You do not want to eat this double damage. You would rather just brace kick, no matter what. Odds are in your favor, or they're really in your favor. But, of course, I miss an 80%. Oh! Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I don't think she raises... It usually would tell you if she raises her scissors again, so we're just going to do this. If she does, at least we still survive, but after that... And then we can just eat another attack. But to guarantee... Oh, can we even guarantee this? 8 damage. No, we can't. So we just do another prep strong and just eat all the damage. The threshold is not very high if you want to no RNG Scissor Lady while getting the Cursed Scissors. But if you do the ritual, obviously this run becomes a lot easier. It's just that you cannot... I think I still have to throw the wooden bat here, by the way. But... Yeah, you still have to deal with a lot of issues, but you don't get the Cursed Scissors, which arguably does a lot. Oh, that's right, I have to... I forgot about Azal's rule, but if I taught anyone anything, then that would be better. But I didn't need to take that 6 Doom damage. It's not the worst thing in the... Well, now with roads closed, it might be bad. I don't even remember my other mysteries, but hey, we'll find out. We have Elusive, but that's not great either. And away we go. I want to drink this bottle of water, by the way. Let's actually focus up a bit here. So yeah, if nothing else, I hope I've taught someone something, even if it's from my mistakes. Teacher, I think we had something else, right? Okay, teacher, painting, hell, bot. So we have a lot of roads closed. So our doom is gonna shoot up to the roof. Please, at this point, I would not mind a mind wipe with the experience rule, but we get an ally rule, and we get the ally rule instead. And let's see, we have a lot of out of town. We have a lot of out of town, but funny enough, not the. So we're in teacher right now. We do want to get rid of frostbite because we want to be able to brace against this teacher. At the same time, I think I would rather visit the school nurse. Yeah. We get rid of broken nose and frostbite. If we need to rest, we'll rest, so we'll wait for that moment. I don't even need to enter the police station yet. But because we have painting into Household Hell, I might as well do it now. I don't think I have a lot of thingies, right? I'm going crazy. I don't remember what the other mystery was. I'm going absolutely crazy. We'll set Seaside, if nothing else, because I know it's at max, and I know that in Hell we visit it at least once. But hey. I mean, actually, that's not a terrific use of my thingies. Nice 12 roll on luck, by the way. I guess we'll sell the lump of flesh. That's a lot of stamina healing to lose out on, but avoiding out of funds takes priority. Oh my sweet goodness. Why are we eating so much damage? Are we on Itho2 or something? No, we're just us. So, pain. Now, if we do hit this, it would be nice, but we'll see. Okay, good. And I think we get a guarantee here, because thankfully the Gigolo doesn't have a lot of power, so our accuracy is a lot higher than normal. We have a village investigation. I think we have 2 village investigations here, so I should have put village, but we don't want to increase our doom. Never mind, I should have, because now I die because of the reason penalty! I'm going crazy! I was reset anyways, so... Anywho, we'll at least try to end this. Well, I've got at least 2 good runs left. So as we get to Yogatak, Ill-Fated, all perks, Yashiro. I know I keep crying when I say Yashiro's name, but I mean, I really don't like playing as this dude. As cool as he is as a character and his design, and as much as I win with him compared to other characters, second, dexterity, knowledge, charisma, and maybe strength, maybe every single stat check. Definitely both second checks. But no Takshi-san. But we get adrenaline immediately. Hey, we get adrenaline immediately. All is forgiven. But anywho. We're going to set illegal then because I'm just so confident at the moment with adrenaline. But maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe I shouldn't be when I'm on a losing streak. Anywho. And we are on ill-fated, so the events are absolutely going to pound us. But it's not like we got doomed already, so... I see nails? No, bulletin. Bulletin, scissors, botanist, Kana, ramen. Take Kana first. It would be nice to get out of this in one piece, but because I'm so scared... No, we have adrenaline. We could kick 4 times. It's funny part when my gameplay with Yashiro, I hate him, but I win a lot. So, you know. Old Rosary, by the way. That does a lot for... my faith, but also other things. We have scissors as well, and we have Seaside School max threat level. I'm gonna set it to school, but let's find out what our max threat, our high threat level. Hospital. But we want to set it to the school. We have a lot of school investigations, so this will save me a lot of doom. At the same time, yeah, I do, because I have Kana, so I can afford to kind of just kick at the moment. We are on ill-fated, so I just want to break this window. But anywho... we take the doom decrease, and yeah, again, this ill-fated, so you want to avoid... if you know what happens when you fail certain choices, you want to just take the... you're just basically playing a numbers game with ill-fated. But if you don't know... oh my goodness. I missed 3 out of 4, 80% kicks. Kick is a good action though, right? So I'm still going to do it because it's what I'm relying on. I should have actually attack boosted one. I don't know why I ever thought that anything better would happen. Can I not lose like 8 reason? Oh my sweet goodness. Now I'm not sure. Now I actually just want to brace. I should trade reason here, but I can't. I'm reset anyway. Let's just take the risk. 80% accuracy, right? all things can. Now I'm just curious. I'm gonna do this again. I don't need to. I can just prep kick, but let's just find out, right? Okay, good. My RNG was just back-ended, and by that I mean I miss a lot at the beginning, and the other 50% success, or the other successes come later on, which is not what you want in World of Horror. I've talked about this, but anywho, so the left option there would have just lost me reason, because we're on ill-fated, but you get the point. And then, yeah, but we don't want to lose reason either, because we're about to lose 3 reason. Yo, Gothek, if you could also stop stalking me here, I would very much appreciate it, but nothing I can do. Let's just grab Kana and go. Now, so I wanted to take scissors, but now that my reason is so shot, boy, it's not great. it's just not great. Also, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do a thing here, but it's fine. I'll fix it. But, yeah. Yashiro. So, anywho. Yeah, I actually can't take scissors now. I should have actually just grabbed a weapon, but I simply thought that the kicks were going to do a lot for me. Apparently, they wouldn't. Because it was very likely for me to 3-turn that encounter, so losing 4 reason there, but being able to stop by in scissors wouldn't have been so bad. Now, I'm not so sure, but I can't equip the rosary for the moment, so you know what, we'll do that. I should have actually equipped it before, because you know what I didn't do? What didn't happen? I didn't get more experience at the end of the mystery, but that's some Yashiro optimization that I don't keep in mind, because because I don't like it, like my subjective hate for Yashiro makes me less optimal with them. But again, you get the point, because I think at below 5 faith, the effect of faith changes, so you get less experience at the end of a mystery. Period. But anywho. What timeline are we on? We're on timeline B, finally, so I don't even get the cursed scissors. If I wanted to go for it. I don't think I could go for it, but it never hurts to kind of humor the thought, right? We'll go for 5 bows, and we'll go out on a limb to do the best we can. Now we can almost prep attack with a wooden bat, but that's not going to happen. So hopefully we get to 2-turn this. We do hit the 90%, so I'm happy for now, but we do want to trade this wooden bat out for a better weapon later down the road. 100 speed is not a stat you want to see on a weapon. That's all I'm trying to say. Even though, while I say stats don't matter for events, for weapons, they provide quite a significant boost. So, oh my goodness, I can't even 2-turn this. I don't have to take a risk. It is a guaranteed 2-turn, and I think I'm just going to do that. I could handcuff this, because Maru is a human type enemy, but I'm only losing -1 all. It's not often that happens. I'll take it. But anywho, ill-fated, so we just take the stamina hit there. We have a stamina penalty, but that's better than Doom increasing by 5. Even though we theoretically have a lot of Doom to work with, when Yasugi Bro comes by, just trade the Doom for reason, if you have low Doom. Otherwise, grabbing this experience here will help, because for some reason Yashiro still needs a lot more experience to level up, as if Zeal is such a great perk, and it is a good perk. It's just, when you're stuck in a mansion and you're dealing with events, turns out that extra damage from Zeal doesn't do a lot for your event rolls. But again, that's just RNG and subjective thought. Overall, it is a very, very good perk, but we are on all perks, by the way. And deduction, you know what? Because Yashiro needs so much experience, we're going to do that. We're still taking strength, not because we have the wooden bat, but because we want to brace. Botanist, Ramen, Bulletin. I should have actually taken Bulletin first, and I usually know better. Thankfully, we didn't get punished with roads closed, because, boy, Botanist and Bulletin, that's like a 10% Doom increase to your run, minimum. But for funsies, we'll enter the thing once. I just happened to get stealth there, whatever. We're on an all-perk run, so when you visit the... Actually, let's just do it. Never mind, really? No, that must just be RNG. Yeah, I just happened to roll 2... Actually, we're going to grab Book of Gore here. But I just happened to see 2 Yashiro perks back-to-back on an all-perk run. But anywho, let's actually prepare for funds. So there goes our Doom, but it's for the good end. The Legal Den is the only thing that we can get a weapon from, but we'll take it. We need to sell the wooden bat to actually buy this army knife, but hey. Also, yes, I've heard about the Tarkov discourse. I do feel I know two people who really like Escape from Tarkov, and yeah, that situation is not great. Oh, why did I take... No, because I didn't want to lose stamina. That's why. For now, anyway. Why did Panstaz add penalties on events that didn't have them before? Which ones? I think you might be right in that, but if you mean what I think you mean, then I mean, ultimately it does have an effect on your run, but it's not so bad. So maybe he felt that it was too easy. Again, Panstaz does counter anything that may exist in the Discord communication. So if you say something there, just know that it might affect the game balance. It likely will, actually, because Panstaz does closely... What's the word? It's not the correct phrase, but let's just say works with the Discord server and what is said in there, as Yogatag proceeds to penalize me a lot. But yeah, that might have been a result of someone saying things. It's happened before. The prime example off the top of my head is that someone talked about how resting in Festival did not increase Doom, and now it does, scaling. So, yeah. The library event, waste of time, was just a neutral choice before, now it's one down for a row. Really? It was? Okay, I got that. I didn't know. Yeah, because oftentimes I roll in that event, so that's why I may not have noticed, but, you know. Also, the left option in that event was an injury. I remember that's one of the things I actually remembered from the... Also, I need to think here. What do I actually want to run into if I go into here? There's nothing really, right? No. So I'd rather just take this curse. Fungal growth, but we're Yashiro, thankfully. But yeah, huh? Was it really a neutral choice before? I never noticed because I probably always rolled in that event. But anywho. But yeah, the festival balance is another thing that Panstaz changed. We talked about... I think I also chimed in somewhere in the Discord where someone was asking for advice as to how to get through festival the healthiest, and someone mentioned that resting there is free, so you do that. You still rest there, because compared to events that you could run into in the village location, it could be much worse. Did I do this, by the way? I did. So... But then, yeah, after that... Resting in the festival did not used to cost Doom, now it does. So yeah. But the Stalker event doesn't say you lose 2 reasons because of the random Yeah. You know what also reduces your reason by reason? If maybe we're talking about the same event, but the forced one, or whatever, the school event where an animation plays and then happens on the window, that I think reduces your reason, right? I keep forgetting about it, but I think it does. Also improvise, maybe? Question mark? We have Kana with us, so more action speed is always king. We're on 13 Faith right now. But anywho. Yeah. So again, there are a lot of things that went unsaid and now, just outright. I personally don't like obfuscating data from the player if it happens. Sometimes, in this case, part of the time it is that it's just not added in because there's a typo or something, or typo in terms of, someone forgot to put the text in to the event. But usually there are also occasions where, you just I think the branded like cattle one was changed a few times to tell you that Doom is increasing. And now it just says that Doom is increasing by 4, but things like that, I personally am not a fan of obfuscating data like that, because in the end, people are usually going to find out anyway. The best that usually... Again, there are reasons to obfuscate things from the player. There are good reasons too, but normally, as a general practice, if you're not consciously thinking about why you are obfuscating certain things from the player, it's generally not a good decision to do so. But anywho, Park Stalker event is weird because the only animated event in the game. Yeah, and I think that was one of the initial... I can't remember. Don't quote me, but you can if I'm wrong. But I mean, you can because I'm saying it right now. But I feel like that was one of the first events that a lot of the school events were really, or more than a few of the school events were really, animated in that regard because, well, turns out school was one of the first locations worked on by Panstaz in even before early access, from what I understand. Again, I could be wrong about that, but certain things that have existed before even the game came out on early access still kind of exist today. We know that because there are certain spells and or status effects that still exist that you can give to custom characters. They won't function properly, maybe, but they still exist. Also, I don't need to prep attack, but I am kind of autopiloting at this moment. Brandon like cattle, yeah, got fixed now, says that Doom increases. Again, I think it used to say that Doom increases, then in like 9.17, Panstaz removed that, or whoever removed it, and then it was re-added back in again. I might actually die here, by the way. I have Book of Gore, never mind. I had to remind myself of that. More fungal growth, that's... I mean, after a certain point, it will become noticeable, but for now, -4 max reason isn't the worst thing. I actually want to get lost in thoughts because this is stamina damage, and we can't afford to take reason damage. Again, the nerfs of Ill-Fated. The same thing for helping the dog, we take stamina damage instead of losing reason. Now, if we're forced to lose even more, I would not like that, but my Doom is also very high right now. Why is it high? Is it because the road's closed? No, it's just because I've made poor choices. Even though I feel like I've just been losing HP and not Doom. And by HP, I usually mean primarily stamina and reason, but HP in this case. Again, I will like to keep saying that HP includes Doom. You don't recall you weren't playing that far back, so as I know, you always know that I didn't say the Doom. Yeah, and so that is true. In the Branded Like Cattle event in the hospital, we say that because that you usually don't have the prerequisite to choose otherwise. That used to not say anything, and now it does. I guess I can just take Zeal. I could also take Second Sight. I'll take Zeal. Hopefully I don't regret this. Actually, if I have Takshi-san, it should be good for me. I don't, that's right. I have Second Encounter and Second Mystery. The Second Encounter of which I definitely forgot. I think I feel like... No, I took Scissors later. And I didn't fight... So, whatever I fought in Scissors first was my Second Encounter. I know that because I feel like I would have complained about using kicks more if I did not do that. Hey, turns out when you tell a story in World of Horror made by your own player mind, you can remember things a lot better. Oh, Yogatag stalking me has also not been great. But I've talked about why I don't like to avoid Yogatag's looking locations. And the short version is, it could be worse if you do the alternative. If you try to avoid where Yogatag's looking. That's why, while Yogatag is, you know, interesting immersion-wise, gameplay-wise, you're just taking Doom increases. But anywho. Can I one-shot this thing by any chance? No. I can brace into possibly a two-shot. Unless that's... No, it's guaranteed. It's a guaranteed two-shot. Never mind. I'd rather do this. I could go for a dodge, but I don't believe in dodge. So... I could also use the shovel to eventually grab a pack of cigarettes. It's a bit late at this point, but... Could have been something I did. Let's see, we are in Ramen, so I can visit... I might as well visit the monument, because the worst it asks for is funds. You know what would also be nice? If I didn't run into as many encounters, but... Into as many encounters... I think I get out. Yeah, I get out guaranteed. Somehow I got to level 5 as Yashiro. I mean, Positive Faith helps out a whole bunch, because that's a lot of extra experience. So, while I do complain about Yashiro's high experience, he does... The whole point of this Faith is that now that he's bounced, I think he only needs 120 experience to level up, which is more in line with the amount of experience, hey, surprise, surprise, math-wise, that his Positive Faith bonus grants you. But anywho. Oh, that's right, I'm ill-fated. And then I forgot I was ill-fated. Well, hey. I think I have one more investigation, or 2 more investigations, so it's fine. I think the Doom increased like crazy, that maybe because Olga, he got angry. Yeah, no, you got that, because if we're talking about this run specific... Oh, never mind, I only had 1 investigation left. Well, we can survive still, but... Let's find out. So yeah, Yogatag was definitely the primary source of my Doom increasing. I think he checked... I wasn't counting, but I feel like he added at least... I even want to say... I'll go on a limb and put my money down and say 20% Doom. So funny enough, you do want to have mysteries like Festival, Flood, and or Painting in your run, because Yogatag cannot stalk you in those mysteries. So from that standpoint, Yogatag is interesting. But when you're dealing with Yogatag in town, not as much. I think I survived no matter what. If I have enough HP, stamina and reason-wise. Let's just be sure. So, Dexterity, Knowledge... Oh, I had both of those. Whoops. So I do need to rest once, but I think I still survive. I don't have the 6th floor, so... Sadly enough, I don't get to do strength, but if I level up into stamina, I survive no matter what. If I get quick thinking, I still survive no matter what. So we'll do that. Because now we survive. Oh, now we succeed the dexterity check. So we only lose 3 stamina from knowledge and 2 reason from charisma. And even if I fail both of these, we'll have enough doom to reach the top. Because if we fail both of these, that's 10 doom. I'd have 92% doom, but we're only increasing doom by 5. Climbing the lighthouse, so we'd have 97% doom. So again, Yashiro coming through for me, even though I never believed him. In fact, I never believe in him. That's actually a more accurate thing. But yes, I don't. Yeah, as someone said in chat, I don't like to tangle with Yogatag. It's not something I have a lot of fun with. It was actually the Vengeful Athlete. Anywho, could have been someone before that, but I did Kana into Scissors, so that I remember. Again, second mystery, I almost never fail. I'm pretty sure I failed it once, but anywho. Like, literally and figuratively, I have to have faith. And as it turns out, again, I'm not saying that you can't run Negative Faith Yashiro for whatever reason, but again, because Negative Faith normally involves you taking damage, yeah, you can break the Bronze Crucifix like this and lose, what is that, 7 faith? But in the process of doing, this isn't even negative. Well, I can't. Never mind. Because you need less than -5 faith to get the damage increase, which is kind of what you want, maybe. But at the same time, no. So we'll do one more run. I know we're gonna go over time if we do that. But while I'm feeling it right now, and while I want to end on a better score than 1, which is Yogatag, so as I show you the scoreboard real quickly, let me focus up here and try to end the stream on a high note. Unless I get thankfully, for better or worse. Ethically, I would have liked to roll Commoner and Quick Play, but, balance-wise, it's good that I don't have Commoner, because Commoner with a lot of characters, even though I have History Club, puts a lot of RNG into my run. But as we get into Zektas, Scars, All Perks, Random Item, Mizuki... Ooh, yeah, this is not one I like. Mizuki, you want to run Ally Attack, but you can't, because Zektas lowers your Charisma. At the same time, we also have... Using Ally Attack at all increases your Doom by a whole bunch. And Mizuki's combat stats, which is everything except Charisma, is quite low regardless, so this is going to be a very painful run, basically. Knowledge, second mystery, dexterity, Takushi-san, second encounter, and maybe 8 strength. But boy, we're going to fail every single one, because unless Zektas races me with Charisma, maybe, or whatever stat I decide to build... What do I ultimately want to do? Because the problem with going Ally Attack is that I immediately lose Charisma. That's the downside. But if I get a Zektas Charisma event, things turn out better. I do need to increase strength at some point. And then the other problem with that going Ally Attack here is that my stats will all be low, so I'll be failing events left and right, but compared to having Ally Attack, if Zektas gives me Charisma here, I don't think it's so bad, but again, it ultimately depends on RNG. If I really want to survive, I should go for a weapon. I'm not sure. Yeah, as someone just... I mean, now at this point it sounds like I'm just taking advice from chat, but I'm probably going to run Ally Attack here. It's RNG, and I am on Scars, but... I might as well stop at the screen and think. So, again, like I said, going Ally, and depending on the mysteries, but again, we're talking about Zektas. If it's specific to Zektas, the problem with Ally Attack immediately is that worst case, your Doom hits 42% and I go down to 5 Charisma, which is very, very bad. You want to be able to, I think at 5 Charisma, you can no longer prep Ally Attack Kick. And with 6, you can barely kick, but you don't get to attack boost, I think. But I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. And then after that, obviously, we're looking at our mysteries. But again, specific to Zektas. But again, working with a weapon has never worked well for me as Mizuki either. For me, personally. You can run Mizuki with a weapon. It can turn out okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just not great. But on Zektas, that's going to tank unless Zektas gives me, say, if I go Hardware Store, Carpenter Hammer, or Monkey Wrench. I want Zektas to give me strength, but that's rolling on RNG regardless. So the one positive to ally attack is that since Mizuki's charisma is already high, I can just keep building into charisma and only have to concentrate once. Because at some point, if I'm on all perks, so if I have fast swimmer adrenaline, it could still work out. Well, yeah, Zektast equals fun reduced by 1,000, reason reduced by 1,000,000. I'm not gonna say Zektast is not challenging to think of ways to counterplay, but with that said, I think we're gonna run ally attack, and whatever happens, happens. There are pros and cons, but ultimately, we'll see what RNG hands me. Because we have all perks, I'm gonna greed into... I mean, we take experience anyway, but you get the point. Also, if nothing else, because I saw some people talking about the safety in numbers status effect, so it's one small pro to running ally attack, but hey. So I immediately see some mysteries I don't like, but we have painting. Maybe we can grab Amy. Flood, ward, painting, footage, teacher. Oh, I thought this was Akamoto. It's not. Flood, ward, painting. Ugh. I want to take... Well, I can run from ward, but that's Zektast issues. Flood will help me out, kind of, but we want ally attack set up before then. The other thing is that I want to take painting second, because grabbing Amy would help out. If that's the case, the other side of ward is that maybe in that one event we can grab an ally, but that's RNG. So let's... The problem with taking teacher into painting is that if I don't brace in teacher and I get badly bleeding, we die. Badly bleeding is not great. Amy, I think increases... Oh, is it reason after mystery? Why am I going crazy? I feel like she was like Ikumi. She gives a +1 modifier to other world checks, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm not going to look it up right now, and if someone tells me, I don't mind. It's not like it's really going to affect me. We're going to take teacher first. I'm going to risk it. If we get badly bleeding, I'll swerve to ward, because again, that patient event exists. That said, I do want the hospital pass, so we're going to witch tree and hope. That's not great, but we'll deal with it. We want to grab the students now, because if our charisma drops any lower, we're in pain. We actually want these students... Now, one of them is decreasing strength. We're going to re-roll that one. We can't afford to have stats drop in a Zektast run. It's not going to happen. That's interesting, but it's not the best. We'll access the rooftop for a bow clap. Not that I'm going to use it. And yeah, this is why I don't like... Yeah, this is why I don't like letting students go, because I'm not lucky enough to usually pick up 2 students after I let one go. I don't know why it happens this way, but it does. Please give me an ally. Oh my goodness, I hate this, man. No. I see people let go of students all the time and pick students back up. I can't do it, man. What is going on? I can't spend any more Doom like this. I have to go. This is not really good for me. That's really not good. Yeah, I need Kyoko with me. Yeah, +1. Okay, yeah, so you're right. +1 reason at the end of the mystery. Because I was like, yeah, I don't think there are many, if any, allies that have stacking effects. So Ikumi would have to be that. That's why I doubted myself, and I was like, yeah, you must be right. But anywho, 10 damage on ally attack is not great. But I really hate that. That's why. So that's why there's another piece of evidence for the exhibit, by the way, where someone might ask me at that point. It's like, just let the student go because it's decreasing your stats, and just grab another student. But and then you can just always pick up another student, and then here I am, almost dying to frostbite, by the way. But here I am letting a student go, can't recruit any other students. Maybe there is a reason for that, but I swear I see people do it all the time, and it's like. I wish I had that luck, but anywho. Yeah, Akumi's effect should be a unique. The +1 to otherworldly checks. I don't know why I thought Amy might have been that, but anywho. A nice 10 roll on... I think that was a charisma check, but anywho. So as I said, we immediately ran into pretty much near 42%. Fighting the school will definitely drop my stats again. So... Part of that is because I was trying to grab another student, as most people are likely to do. Thank you, game, for making that even faster, because that actually makes it worse, because now I have to fight this student. But we'll do our best. I mean, I've done my best for you. As I said, you can no longer kick. That's literally the threshold, because I think every point of charisma removes 10 time units from the speed of ally attack. But we 2-turn this encounter anyway, and we're only taking 1 stamina damage. It's not the worst thing in the world, but like, I'm not going crazy, right? There's not some weird reason why I couldn't recruit a second student after letting 1 go. But anywho, that would change painting strats quite a bit and make Amy a little more interesting, closer to Kana. It would. It actually would. More than people would think. But, I mean, knowing my RNG, it's RNG. Also, I can't brace into anything, right? So I just have to take... If I get badly bleeding, so be it. Okay, I didn't, thankfully. But as I remove this sensor and level up, let's see what our all perk is. We need to increase strength pretty much no matter what. First aid. Probably going to be first aid. Parting gift would be interesting if I had gotten it before I let students go. Parting gift is in a weird spot. Again, I've told you the more usual use case, which is at the end of the run, you let allies go, because you don't need them any longer unless you're going to fight Takashi-san. But that's something different. Unfortunately, I can't increase charisma because of the danger that is actually hitting 84% doom at the end of my second mystery somehow. But at that point, I probably would have already lost. That being said, we do have Kyoko with us, not Ryoko, so our doom is higher than it should be. But we might want that extra damage, so... The problem is that it's not likely we get Amy here. Did I ever get the hospital pass, by the way? No, right? No. That's another issue. I don't think I can take Amy. I don't have enough HP to survive. And if I send allies to attack, that pretty much defeats the purpose of me grabbing Amy anyway. So, which is why we're going into ward. We're going into a full ward here. Maybe to proc a dull nurse. Oh, we did get the charisma event, so things are looking a lot better. I might be able to grab Amy now, but we'll see. If and when our charisma drops, things become a lot less likely. Because with 8 charisma, we can do 2 ally attacks. That's the other threshold. But for now, we're not in a bad spot. We're just in a not as great spot. Well, thank you for increasing perception. Didn't need it. Maybe we get to roll on Katana. We'll see. That's one of the few good things that have happened to me so far. But as we lose our funds here. I also never grabbed the handcuffs, didn't I? I was so in angst over things. Oh my goodness. We get the steak knife out of this. Do I even want to humor this encounter? I don't, do I? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We can't humor this. We can't. Oh my goodness. Pain. I'll do my best. It's not looking very likely, man. I'm doing my best. I'm really doing my best. Oh. Oh, my stats. Oh, my everything. This time. So everyone's like, get the shocking tattoo. In this specific instance, I can't because I died of stamina. I'm pretty sure. I'm not even going to humor it, so we'll take the lengthy photo shoot and increase my doom some more. Why did I ever jinx myself by saying I was going to end this mystery with 80% doom? Well, it's going to be 75% doom, but you get the point. Yeah, probably shouldn't have gone ally attack here. We can't even fight this. We die. Unless we dodge everything in the world. And then insomnia is also hurting me. Oh, time skip. Never mind. I called everything that happened in this. I mean, it wasn't the end of the second mystery, but pretty much near the end of the second mystery. My goodness. And I can't even take painting next. I can't. Oh, my goodness. I have to take Flood. That's right. I'm not fighting Flood 4th mystery. It's not happening. Even though we're on scars, right? It's not happening. Oh, my charisma's back at 7. I at least get to kick, but that doesn't provide a lot of comfort when my ally attack only does 8 to 10 damage. Which it just did. It only did 8. I did 8 damage twice. Well, again, if I did say it, let me rectify that. Zektast is not fun, but it certainly is fun in terms of how you want to challenge yourself. So the god itself is not fun, as we actually have Akumi here to help us out. But it certainly is another kind of game that you're playing. So yeah. We'll grab the Theologist and run. We actually don't have the Doom. Now, I would normally take this event, but maybe we get all... No, I'm actually going to take it. So, maybe something incredible happens, and I somehow lower my Doom a whole bunch. I don't think that's going to happen, but we can hope. I can also kind of safely let Kyoko go now, but I don't think it's going to be enough to save me. So, yeah, let's find out. So, effectively, yes, while I would have more Doom to work with, we get out of this encounter quick. I can't even kick anymore, but we get out of this encounter quicker if with these two allies. Without them, I would have to do this for 8 to 10 damage. I need to put that in perspective, because it's a pretty huge threshold to break. So these two allies providing more than the 2 damage researchers, but again, my Doom is at 90%. Now we have Fetid Fumes, so we really need to save on HP. And at this point, kind of in jest, but thank you for giving me Adrenaline now. A little late at the moment, just a little late. Hey, at least my Charisma can't drop any further, but... My first question is, oh my god, do we have roads closed, by the way? No. That would kill me, for sure, but we're gonna hope we get out of painting in less than 10 Doom. There are mansion events to decrease my Doom, so if RNG is back-ended, it needs to happen now. So, well, at least I never care about stats being low for events. Never mind, I take back what I may have said earlier, but we still want to try to save Amy here. Played a bit... that I would, but resources are scarce. So, hey, I have 7 Charisma! Okay, good. I could grab the chainsaw for no reason, but I would rather grab another flashlight to throw, funny enough. So let's lower Doom. That being said, I have seen people end the second mystery at 80% Doom and been just fine. At that time, though, I can't remember if that was on a Harbinger, but anywho. Oh wait, that's right. Mansion is at max threat level, isn't it? It feel like it's at max threat level. My Doom increased by 2%. But as Zektast increased my dexterity, let's try to save Amy and not die to Doom. Well, 5 perception. And Doom. So, yeah, without further ado, we get reset here. So, I tried my best. It was actually looking... I got the katana. Hey, I got the katana. So the RNG was working in weird ways there, and the scoreboard should be up, but I got reset, so it's not like there's much to show. That is to say, though, moving into episode, quote-unquote, episode 30, we will be at a score of 0. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I mean, I can get into it. So unless you have any requests for a run you want to see, I'll at least open myself there. But we'll spend the next minute or so if waiting for that, but also, again, addressing what's going to happen for the rest of this week. Tomorrow, I don't know if there's going to be a stream. There's a 50% chance there's a stream tomorrow because there's something happening right now for me, and I need to take care of it. But otherwise, I mean, you know, the internet is the internet. If you're going to be on the internet, stay safe. If you have people to watch, you know, now would be a good time to, you know, get your rest in before later in the day if you live in, you know, the United States or this part of the hemisphere, this part of the world. Otherwise, you know, some of you might be headed to sleep. Some of us might be doing other things. So without further ado, I think the rest of this week I'm going to be focusing on game development more closely. I know I've been doing that for the past month, but it's been kind of zigzagging here and there because I am trying to do a thing. But I want to ease it in, as I said in the previous stream. So if nothing else, there's this next 30 seconds that I need to say. So for people listening, yeah, I'm working on a game that I'm probably going to be quote unquote playing with you, but I'm pretty much developing for free. I will allow donations because it's going to be out on itch.io, which means I need my own things to care of. But for you, the viewer, I'm just going to be working on that. So there might be like not promotions or ads, but I might make videos about it just to have fun with it. And we'll see where it goes. If it goes nowhere, then I'll consider it. But I mean, it'll still be something else that I can, for personal reasons, you know, test things out in, experimenting with mechanics, experimenting with certain design choices that I want to play with here and there. And it will be interesting to, you know, do things along with it. I mean, if anything else, I mean, is it such a bad thing to play my own game on my own channel here? Maybe that might be a weird ethical decision, but at this point, I feel like it's not a bad decision, especially with how I foresee certain things playing out in the future in general for streaming platforms or content places where you can put content in. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, without further ado, I won't hold you up any longer. So if you have things to do, thank you for watching. If you want to support me, you know how to do so. At this point, we hit 1,000 subscribers. More is always good, but I'm doing things as I can. I will let you know if I, start monetizing on things that were not previously monetized, but at the same time, that's that. So in about 6 hours, another Stardew Valley video. Those are pretty much coming out daily for whatever reason. And when I do my own game thing, that's why I say juggling 3 games here is going to be a heck of a thing. So yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching. I can try to make a game. Not everyone's story, yeah, that's the thing, right? But I'd like to thank you for watching, anyone watching now or in the future as a VOD, and I will see you when I see you. So, yep, that'll be it. You have fun, stay safe, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!